So a little talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin news for the people that are interested in cryptos. I'll give you my take on what I understand. It's a $34,000 per Bitcoin. There was a time where it was 11 cents, right? There's people that bought it at 11 cents and sold it at $1 and thought, wow, I multiplied my money. They would have been millionaires. They would have never had to work again. Okay? Where is this coming from and what's happening and what can we look at in the future? I'm not here to predict the price of Bitcoin. I'm not here to tell you what to do or not to do. I'm here to just tell you what I know about it, and you could apply it to your big repertoire and resume of information about Bitcoin so you can make your choices. $34,000, I'm not going to be buying in. Absolutely no way, no how. If you could ask me, I mean, this is no major indicator, but, you know, sometime in 18, it went for a wild ride and it hit 20,000 and collapsed. What might happen here, if you ask me? Well, it's probably going to go for a wild ride, hit 40,000, and then take a dump. Why? Well, it's simple stuff. People who bought this thing, you know, at $2,000, $3,000, when they multiplied their money times 5, times 6, and they bought, you know, $5,000 worth of Bitcoin, and they're coming out $20,000, $60,000. They're like, oh, I could go buy myself a Mercedes. You know, I'm going to sell my Bitcoin and cash out. And they cash out, and then new people come right in and go for the ride. What is attracting people to this item? What takes it for a ride? That's really the system that we're going to discuss. People need to send money anonymously in this disgusting world of security and facial recognition and identification and fraud and all this other stuff. This is, in essence, cryptos are in essence the cash of the future, right? We're about to lose paper money. We have credit cards, Cash App, receipts, this and that. You were here, you paid there, your RFID. And then you have this double-edged sword of technology which gives you the opportunity to send money anonymously, right? If you want to send, and you're buying a container full of, you know, you could be a bad guy, good guy. You could buy a container full of Chinese laborers and, you know, on a ship. Or you could buy a container full of food to feed a blockaded village somewhere in, you know, Palestine or something like that. What do you, you know, and you want to pay the person to get that done. You send a wire transfer and all this other stuff and sign off, right? Somebody wants to, or another example, somebody wants to buy a $100,000 watch from Russia. They can't because there's no outgoing wires. They got a wacky economic system where you can't send wires. But with Bitcoin, you buy the Bitcoin, but whatever means you buy it, you store your value in there, and then you could send it anonymously. Once you send it, you better hope the person sends you your product because there's nothing you can do about it. It's done deal. There's nobody to call, and it has these ridiculous advantages, anonymous payments, which make it useful for serious people to move money, and they're going to take it seriously when they realize the type of fraud they could commit, the type of freedom that they have to send money without having people seize your goods, right? Before, back in the day, you used to have to buy artwork to smuggle it, or you could buy a Richard Mille watch, an expensive timepiece, and smuggle it across the border. Now you got a Bitcoin in a wallet. You stuffed your money anonymously into this system. Hopefully you don't lose your Bitcoin wallet, or else you never see your money again. It's a very, very crazy thing because it's up there in the Bitcoin sphere. What could happen to crash this thing and make it worthless? Laws, other cryptocurrencies, artificial intelligence and quantum computing that could crack the Bitcoin, whatever, algorithms, so to speak, which is extremely difficult to do, but quantum computing could be in most places at the same time or something like that. So quantum computing hits the scene in 2080 when I'm, you know, however old I'll be there, 100 years old, and then all of a sudden Bitcoin goes from, you know, $850,000 to nothing or something like that, or 850 million, whatever it might be. Other cryptos might come in. It's a risky field for you to buy in now. But what's driving up the price? Are people really buying in at $34,000? You know, and then you're going to take the crash? I would wait for the crash. Perhaps they're thinking there won't be a crash. Perhaps they're thinking the Bitcoin's going to be institutionalized. But they don't know that. And it's a risk. Okay, I thought it was, you know, me personally, I thought it was over when it collapsed down here. I thought it would never see this value again, but I didn't really know. Now I know better. Now I know its utility, its usefulness as a way to transfer wealth anonymously and store wealth anonymously without the Chinese government and Nancy Pelosi and all these freaks and geeks, you know, tracking you down and all this other stuff. Yeah, this is Bitcoin wallet. You have to access the wallet. You have to do this. You have to do that. But for some reason it works. And this is what I know about it. It has an interesting future. Personally, I'd lay out some money in other coins. You got $5,000, take $1,000 each, throw them in the other coins. You might lose, you might win, they might be popular, you might become a millionaire. I'll tell you one thing, because people are might have to use this as a form of currency in the future. If the US dollar or the Chinese yen and all this other crap has a problem, it might have to, you know, it might crap the bed and you might be stuck with cryptos and you might get rich. There's somebody that, you know, there was a Twitter from 2012 or something like that. Somebody had Bitcoin for 12 cents, 13 cents, and it hit $1 and they sold it and they got rid of it. You know, 10,000 Bitcoins or whatever. They made $10,000 off of $10 or $100 or whatever it might be, or $1,000. And that person would have been a millionaire today if they would have held on. But you never know. You know, it's speculation. You never know. Sometimes you do know. You might see that this has a future, you believe in it, and you ride it out to the end if you have that gut instinct, but be prepared to lose it all. That's my little take on Bitcoin. It's my little crypto update. It's very exciting. Me personally, how am I going to play the game? I'm going to accept cryptos on my website. I'm going to cash them in and buy jewelry and gold when they're at the $34,000 peak. Then when they drop off, I'm going to collect them and cash them in later. That's what I'm going to do. And, you know, I might be wrong. I might be right. I don't know. I'm just being honest, telling you what I'm going to do, and you can do whatever you want to do.